What's up everyone, this is Andrew from Motor Reg, and today we're diving deep into something that actually matters when you're about to drop tens of thousands of dollars on a new ride. We're talking about Edmunds' most recommended SUVs for 2025, and trust me, this isn't your typical boring rankings list. Now, before we jump in, let me tell you why Edmunds carries so much weight in the automotive world. Unlike a lot of publications out there that cover everything from toasters to televisions, Edmunds lives and breathes cars. That's it. That's all they do. Their experts have been testing, reviewing, and analyzing vehicles for decades, and when they say something is worth your hard-earned money, you better believe they've done their homework. We're talking real-world testing, long-term reliability studies, and the kind of in-depth analysis that only comes from people who genuinely understand what makes a great vehicle. And hey, if you're getting value from this content, do me a solid and smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. I know everyone asks for it, but those little clicks genuinely help me keep bringing you this kind of detailed, no-nonsense car content. Plus, it tells me you actually want more of this stuff. Alright, enough talk. Let's get into these incredible SUVs. Starting off strong, we've got the 2025 Mazda CX-50. And folks, this is where things get really interesting. Edmunds has placed this SUV on a pedestal this year, and after spending time researching and understanding what Mazda has accomplished here, I completely get why. This isn't just another cookie-cutter crossover trying to appeal to everyone and ending up boring. No, the CX-50 has a personality, and that personality is all about driving enjoyment mixed with real-world practicality. Let's talk about what's new for 2025, because this is a game-changer. For the first time ever, Mazda is offering a hybrid powertrain in the CX-50, and they didn't just slap some batteries and motors together and call it a day. They engineered this thing properly. You've got a 2.5-litre four-cylinder engine working in perfect harmony with electric motors, and together they pump out 219 horsepower. Now, that might not sound like supercar territory, but here's where it gets good. This hybrid system delivers an impressive 38 miles per gallon combined. Let me repeat that. 38 miles per gallon in an SUV that can actually move when you need it to. In today's world where gas prices seem to only know one direction, that kind of efficiency is not just nice to have, it's essential. But fuel economy is just part of the story. What really sets the CX-50 apart, and what Edmunds specifically highlighted, is Mazda's almost obsessive commitment to driving dynamics. See, most manufacturers in this segment basically tune their SUVs to feel like living room sofas on wheels. Soft, floaty, completely disconnected from the road. Mazda said no thanks to that philosophy. The CX-50's chassis and suspension setup is finely tuned to give you actual feedback from the road. The steering is responsive and weighted just right, not too heavy, not too light. It's the Goldilocks of steering feel. I've had the opportunity to drive several CX-50 models, and every single time I get behind the wheel, I'm reminded why Mazda has such a loyal following among driving enthusiasts. Whether you're navigating tight city streets, carving through winding country roads, or just merging onto the highway, the CX-50 feels composed, confident, and dare I say, fun. And that's not something you can say about most SUVs in this class. The Honda CR-V? Competent but boring. The Toyota RAV4? Reliable but uninspiring. The CX-50 actually puts a smile on your face. Now let's step inside, because Mazda hasn't forgotten that you're going to be spending a lot of time in this cabin. The interior is what I'd call premium without being pretentious. Mazda has been making moves to close the gap between their mainstream vehicles and the luxury segment, and it shows. The materials feel expensive to the touch. The design is clean and sophisticated without being overly complicated. There's real attention to detail here, from the way the controls are positioned to how the ambient lighting creates just the right atmosphere at night. Space-wise, the CX-50 is surprisingly generous. Despite its relatively compact exterior dimensions, the cabin feels roomy enough to comfortably accommodate 5 adults without anyone complaining about feeling cramped. The front seats are supportive with good bolstering, and the rear seats have enough legroom that even taller passengers won't be kicking the seat in front of them. Cargo space is also respectable, with enough room for a week's worth of groceries or luggage for a family road trip. Technology is another area where Mazda has stepped up their game. Standard features include blind spot monitoring, which honestly should be standard on every vehicle these days, and rear cross-traffic alert, which is a lifesaver in busy parking lots. The infotainment system is intuitive and responsive, with both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integration. Everything feels well thought out and user-friendly, which is exactly what you want when you're navigating while driving. So if you're in the market for a compact SUV that doesn't make you choose between efficiency, driving enjoyment, and premium feel, the 2025 Mazda CX-50 deserves serious consideration. It's proof that practical doesn't have to mean boring. Moving right along to our second pick, and this one might surprise some of you. We're talking about the 2025 Kia Sorento, which Edmunds has crowned as the gold medal winner in the compact three-row SUV category. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Kia? Really? And to that I say, welcome to 2025, where Kia has completely transformed themselves from budget-friendly alternative to legitimate competitor against some of the biggest names in the business. The Sorento beat out some serious competition for this top spot, including the Hyundai Santa Fe and the Mitsubishi Outlander. And while I might have a few minor quibbles here and there, I've got to give credit where credit is absolutely due, because Kia has built something special with this latest Sorento. Let's start under the hood, because this is where the Sorento really shows its versatility. Kia offers multiple powertrain options, which means you can basically tailor this SUV to exactly what you need. The base model comes with a 2.5-litre engine that produces 191 horsepower. That's perfectly adequate for daily driving, school runs, and weekend adventures. But if you want more punch, and let's be honest, who doesn't? There's a turbocharged 2.5-litre engine that cranks out an impressive 281 horsepower. That's serious power, folks. We're talking confident highway merging, passing slower traffic with ease, and towing capacity that actually means something. Speaking of towing, if you regularly haul boats, trailers, or campers, that turbocharged engine gives you the grunt you need to do it without feeling like you're pushing the vehicle to its absolute limit. And here's where it gets even better. Kia also offers a plug-in hybrid variant for those who want to dip their toes into electrification without going fully electric. This PHEV delivers 261 horsepower and an all-electric range of 32 miles. Now, 32 miles might not sound like much, but think about your daily routine. How far is your commute? How far is the grocery store, the gym, your kids' school? For a lot of people, that 32-mile electric range covers the majority of their daily driving, which means you could potentially go days or even weeks between fill-ups. All Sorento models come with an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission, and let me tell you, this is a smooth operator. Shifts are quick, refined, and barely noticeable in normal driving. If you opt for the all-wheel drive system, which I highly recommend if you live anywhere that sees winter weather, or if you enjoy venturing off the beaten path, you get even more driving engagement and confidence in challenging conditions. Now, comfort is where the Sorento really earns its stripes, and Edmunds specifically called this out. The cabin is beautifully composed and remarkably quiet. Kia has done an excellent job with sound insulation, minimizing road noise and wind noise to create a serene environment inside. This is especially noticeable on highway drives, where conversations don't require raised voices, and you can actually hear your music or podcasts clearly without cranking the volume. The seats deserve special mention because Kia has really nailed the comfort factor here. They're adequately cushioned without being too soft, supportive in all the right places, and available with heating and ventilation for the front seats. If you opt for the higher trims, you can even get second-row captain's chairs instead of a bench seat, which not only looks more upscale, but also makes access to the third row much easier. And yes, there is a third row, which is actually usable by real humans, not just small children or contortionists. Interior quality is another area where Kia has made tremendous strides. The materials used throughout the cabin feel premium and expensive, rivaling what you'd find in vehicles that cost significantly more. The dashboard design is modern and attractive, with a logical layout that doesn't require a PhD to figure out. The digital displays are crisp and easy to read, and the overall fit and finish is tight with no annoying squeaks or rattles. Kia has also loaded the Sorento with an impressive array of standard and available safety and technology features. We're talking adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross-traffic alert, just to name a few. The infotainment system is one of the better ones in the business, with a large touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay, an Android Auto, and an available premium sound system that actually sounds premium. So yes, the Kia Sorento absolutely deserves its spot at the top of the compact three-row SUV segment. It offers incredible value, impressive versatility, genuine comfort, and the kind of refinement that would have been unthinkable from Kia just a decade ago. This is proof that the Korean automakers are not just competing, they're often leading the pack. Alright, number 3 on our list, and this one genuinely surprised me at first. We're talking about the 2025 Honda Passport. Now, the midsize SUV segment is absolutely packed with heavy hitters. You've got the newly redesigned Toyota Grand Highlander, the rugged Ford Explorer, and even the legendary Toyota Land Cruiser, which has been reimagined as a midsize offering. So when I saw that Edmunds put the Honda Passport at the top of this brutally competitive category, I'll admit I was skeptical. Was this a mistake? Was there some bias at play? But after doing my research and really diving into what Honda has accomplished with the latest Passport, I had to search my feelings, as they say, and realize that this SUV is definitely not weak sauce. In fact, it might just be one of the most well-rounded vehicles in its entire segment. Edmunds gave it high marks across the board for performance, comfort, interior quality, and overall value. And those aren't just arbitrary ratings. They're based on extensive real-world testing and comparison. Let's talk performance first, because this is where the Passport really shines. Under the hood, you'll find Honda's bulletproof 3.5-litre V6 engine, and this thing is a workhorse. It produces 280 horsepower consistently and reliably, which means you've got plenty of power for any situation. Merging onto highways? No problem. Passing slower traffic on 2-lane roads? Easy. Accelerating from a stoplight? The Passport moves with authority. That V6 is mated to a truly excellent 10-speed automatic transmission, and this is one of the smoothest transmissions I've experienced in this class. Shifts are barely perceptible under normal driving conditions, and the transmission is smart enough to anticipate what you need, whether that's holding a lower gear for engine braking on downhill grades or quickly downshifting for passing power. There's no hesitation, no harshness, just smooth, seamless operation. Here's something that really sets the Passport apart from many competitors. All-wheel drive is standard equipment. Not optional, not reserved for higher trims, but standard on every single Passport. That's a huge value add, especially if you live in an area with challenging weather conditions, or if you like to venture off the pavement occasionally. And speaking of off-road capability, Honda has given the Passport a retuned suspension system that provides a rare combination of on-road comfort and off-road competence. It's not a hardcore rock crawler like a Jeep Wrangler, but it can handle rough trails, dirt roads, and moderate off-road situations with confidence. And get this, the Passport can tow up to 5,000 pounds, which puts it right there with some mid-sized trucks. That's enough capacity to haul a decent-sized boat, a camper, or a trailer full of ATVs or motorcycles. For families who have active lifestyles and need to haul recreational gear, that towing capacity is genuinely useful. Inside the cabin, the Passport delivers a seriously impressive passenger experience. The interior is spacious, with generous headroom and legroom in both rows. Unlike some of its competitors that feel cramped and claustrophobic, the Passport's cabin feels open and airy. The materials used throughout are high quality, with soft touch surfaces where your hands and arms naturally rest. The seats are plush and ergonomic, designed specifically for long-distance comfort. Available features include heated and ventilated front seats, which are absolute game changers in extreme weather, and a tri-zone automatic climate control system that lets the driver, front passenger, and rear passengers all set their preferred temperatures. The seating position is commanding without being too high, giving you excellent visibility in all directions. The dashboard layout is clean and intuitive, with physical buttons and knobs for the most frequently used functions, which means you're not constantly diving through touchscreen menus while driving. Honda has also included plenty of clever storage solutions throughout the cabin, from a large center console bin to door pockets that can actually hold more than just a bottle of water. Technology and safety features are comprehensive on the Passport. Honda Sensing, which is their suite of advanced driver assistance systems, comes standard and includes adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, road departure mitigation, and collision mitigation braking. The infotainment system features a responsive touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and the available premium audio system delivers impressive sound quality. What really seals the deal with the Passport is how well balanced it is. It doesn't try to be the sportiest, the most luxurious, or the most rugged. Instead, it does everything well. It's comfortable enough for daily commuting, capable enough for weekend adventures, spacious enough for families, and refined enough to feel special. That well-rounded excellence is exactly why Edmunds ranked it as the top midsize SUV, and after understanding everything it offers, I can't argue with that assessment. Finally, we've reached our number one pick, and honestly, this one requires zero explanation if you've been paying attention to the SUV market over the past few years. We're talking about the 2025 Kia Telluride, and folks, this is the SUV. When Kia first introduced the Telluride, it immediately disrupted the three-row mid-size SUV segment. It won awards, earned rave reviews, and most importantly, it made buyers seriously consider a Kia instead of a Honda Pilot or Toyota Highlander. That's not just impressive, it's revolutionary. So what makes the Telluride so special? Let's start with comfort, because this has always been the Telluride's calling card. The 2025 model takes an already excellent comfort factor and elevates it even further. We're talking about a cabin that offers 3 rows of seating, and here's the key, none of those rows feel like an afterthought. The third row isn't some cramped penalty box reserved for small children. It's actually usable by real adults for real distances without causing a mutiny. Legroom is generous across all 3 rows. Headroom is plentiful. The seats themselves are supremely comfortable, with excellent cushioning and support. But it's not just about the seats. The entire cabin environment is designed to cocoon passengers in comfort. Available features like heated and ventilated seats, heated second-row seats, and a heated steering wheel mean that regardless of the weather outside, everyone inside is comfortable. Now let's talk about the interior quality and materials, because this is where Kia really flexes. The base materials are already impressive, with soft-touch surfaces, attractive trim pieces, and an overall sense of quality that punches well above the Telluride's price point. But if you opt for the higher trims with features like Napa leather upholstery and real wood trim, the interior becomes genuinely comparable to luxury SUVs that cost $20,000 or $30,000 more. I'm talking Acura MDX territory, maybe even Audi Q7 territory, in terms of perceived quality. That's absolutely insane value. Kia has also refined the suspension for the 2025 model year, resulting in an even smoother, more composed ride. The Telluride does an excellent job of absorbing road imperfections, whether you're dealing with potholes, expansion joints, or rough pavement. It doesn't float or wallow like some large SUVs, but instead provides a controlled, comfortable ride that doesn't beat up passengers on long trips. Is the suspension perfect? No suspension is perfect for everyone, but it strikes an excellent balance between comfort and control. Under the hood, the Telluride retains Kia's proven 3.8-litre V6 engine, and honestly, why mess with success? This engine delivers 291 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque, which is more than adequate to move the Telluride's substantial mass with confidence. Acceleration is brisk, highway passing is effortless, and you've got enough reserve power that the engine never feels stressed or overworked. That V6 is paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission that shifts smoothly and intelligently, always seeming to be in the right gear at the right time. The Telluride can tow up to 5,500 pounds when properly equipped, which matches or exceeds most of its competitors. Whether you're hauling a travel trailer for family camping trips or towing a boat to the lake, the Telluride has the capability to handle it without breaking a sweat. Kia also offers an improved all-wheel drive system with selectable drive modes that let you tailor the vehicle's behavior to different conditions. Snow mode for winter weather, mud mode for off-road trails, sand mode for beach driving. It's not just marketing fluff either. These modes genuinely adjust things like throttle response, transmission shift points, and power distribution to optimize performance for specific situations. While the Telluride isn't going to replace a dedicated off-roader, it's more than capable of handling dirt roads, gravel trails, and moderate off-road situations with impressive reliability. Technology and safety features are comprehensive across the Telluride lineup. Standard equipment includes forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, lane departure warning, lane keeping assist, and driver attention monitoring. Higher trims add features like blind spot collision avoidance, rear cross traffic collision avoidance, and a surround view camera system that makes parking and maneuvering in tight spaces much easier. The infotainment system is one of the best in the business, with a large touchscreen that's responsive and easy to use. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto come standard on most trims, and the available premium Harman Kardon audio system delivers concert-quality sound. There are multiple USB ports throughout the cabin, wireless charging for compatible phones, and enough tech features to keep everyone entertained and connected on long road trips. What really sets the Telluride apart, though, is how it makes you feel. It doesn't feel like a compromise. It doesn't feel like you're giving up luxury to save money. It feels like a premium product that just happens to be priced thousands less than comparable vehicles from luxury brands. The driving experience is refined, the cabin is quiet, the materials are top-notch, and the overall execution is excellent. And that's what makes the Telluride Edmunds top pick and my personal favorite on this list. It represents incredible value, offering luxury-level comfort, quality, and features at a mainstream price point. It's spacious enough for large families, comfortable enough for road trips, capable enough for adventures, and refined enough to serve as your daily driver without any compromises. So there you have it, folks. Edmunds' 4 most recommended SUVs for 2025. And I've got to say, this is a really solid list. Each of these vehicles brings something special to the table, whether it's the driving dynamics of the Mazda CX-50, the versatility of the Kia Sorento, the well-rounded excellence of the Honda Passport, or the luxury for less proposition of the Kia Telluride. Any of these would be an excellent choice, depending on your specific needs, budget, and priorities. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you for sticking with me. I know these deep dives can be lengthy, but I believe in giving you all the information you need to make informed decisions about major purchases like vehicles. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and share this video with anyone else who's shopping for an SUV. It genuinely helps the channel grow and allows me to keep creating this kind of detailed content. Until next time, drive safely out there, and remember, the best vehicle is the one that fits your life, not the one that some marketing campaign tells you to buy. See you in the next one.